Hey, brother.
Hey, brother.
So we're going to talk about The Predator today. This is a franchise that they have beaten to death,
Yeah.
and we're going to jump on the bandwagon. We're going to see. I think that the idea being that if we were to reboot it, is there a way to kind of revitalize the franchise? Is there a way to kind of like make it good, even now after they've really beaten the crap out of it?
Yeah. No. No. I mean, maybe.
Right.
Yeah, maybe you could do something with it. I think it's an interesting premise when you're thinking of the premise, which is something comes from another planet. In a similar fashion to if humans were going to different planets and there was living species there, there'd be some humans that were going to hunt those species
Yeah.
in that
Yeah.
same fashion. Then it's like, how much do you maintain that this is a stealth creature? Because that first movie really made it a stealth creature, where like you don't see it for a
Yeah.
long, long time.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that as far as the creature is concerned,
Yeah,
it depends on its environment. If if it's one amongst a big group of Marines, then it would play the stealth game because it would have to.
yeah,
And it's like, all right, like here's the game. The game is to try and get through all of these, like the most dangerous group here. In the same way that like if I went out and tried to take on a pack of wolves,
yeah,
like I wouldn't just like, hey, all right, like let's see what happens, and like I have a shard of glass as a knife, and
yeah,
like I'd probably try and be a little bit sneakier about it. But I feel like the Predator, just based on what we know of it from some of the movies, it probably wouldn't do that every time. Like it's,
yeah,
it would depend on what it's hunting. It would depend on kind of like what the game is, you know?
yeah. Yeah. So the question is, where do we set it then?
I mean, it could be set any time because, and I think you pointed this out to me
Yeah,
in Predator 2, when Danny Glover makes it onto the ship, he sees a T-Rex skull.
yeah, yeah,
So the Predators have been coming to Earth for a long time. They come down every once in a while. They kill some stuff and then they leave. So if they've been coming since T-Rex times, then they could be at any point and any time in human history.
yeah. Which is so interesting that, like, do they get a license to come hunt humans? Like a hunting license to go to Earth and
Yeah,
hunt at
something
Earth?
tells me they're not too worried about
Yeah.
hunting licenses. It's like, no,
Hey,
we don't talk to that predator. He's a
yeah,
poacher.
yeah. You can't come over here and start hunting. I've got a license. Oh, he's got a license. Yep,
He's
that's
got a
a
license.
wow.
He's got a piff hat with
Yeah.
a piff helmet.
Yeah, he's wearing his orange vest. That's Elmer Fudd
There's
hat.
one that's like dressed like the crocodile hunter.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh man.
So let's go back in time then with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's. They made what's it called, right? They made it a Predator movie that was set in. I didn't see it, but it was a period
Yes.
piece.
Yes. It was a Native American tribe.
Okay.
The movie was called Prey. It was okay. Some people really liked it. Some people were like, eh, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I feel like you're gonna take. If you're gonna set it in a point in period, it should be a point that's like specifically known for its warriors, which
Yeah.
like feudal Japan
Yeah.
is like one of those like
Japan's one of them.
yeah
They've kind of done the Japan thing though.
yeah yeah.
I think
It's
Japan would be
kinda
cool.
big.
I think it would be really
It would
cool.
be yeah. It's real big right now though. It's
yeah.
pretty popular.
Japan's kind of there. I wouldn't do. Yeah, let's go. So like Rome, Sparta.
I think yeah. I think Sparta. Well, Sparta kind of has that mystique to it too, where it's like people
Yeah.
talk about the Spartans like they were superhuman.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe the 300 kind of added to that, but but yeah, like the Spartans have that kind of mystique where it's like, all right, like here's some guys that are just super like strong. They have these like crazy initiations for
Yeah.
like children. and they were military geniuses.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool because you could still have the Predator be kind of like a stealth thing, because the Spartans used to have, I think, some ritual where they would they'd have to like kill a slave. They had like a whole slave population, and they'd have to, I think, kill one of the slaves and not get caught. Like you could get caught, you could get caught for it, and they had to do it and not get caught. So there was this sort of, you're always trying trying to get away with doing something. And then but then you could have a cool scene where somebody's going in to kill a slave, and the Predator ends up killing that guy. And now they're questioning the slave, like did you kill what's his face? Archimedes.
Yeah.
Everyone's got a crazy name like that. Yeah. And then it's like, no, something else did it. Something big.
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
And then the Spartan's like, bigger than this.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like flexes.
Yeah. They could do they could pull one of those.
The slave's like, yeah, bigger than you, bro. That's that's an interesting. I do like that. Well, what do you have, like, kind of a path that you think the story would take? Like for the Spartan.
Yeah, I've got a little bit of a path I think that I would take. And I actually would make it a two-parter. I would have
two-parter.
Yeah, I would have it where there's a team of 3 predators that come down.
Okay.
And the first movie would be kind of similar to the first Predator movie, where these predators are hunting the Spartans. And then the Spartans start catching on and figuring out like how to now they're figuring out how to get rid of their camouflage and how to, that type of stuff. And the predators are using primitive weapons as well. Like they have cannons and stuff, and you can even see one of them like in the ship, like kind of looking around towards the cannon, and the other one being like, no, like these guys don't have that stuff, so we're not going to use that stuff. Like we're going bows and arrows against bows and arrows,
Right.
But I think it's just basically kind of that style of movie, like where you're following that team of Spartans that are kind of set out to destroy whatever it is that's like, killing people in Sparta. And then they end up, I think they end up killing 2 of them. One of them, they injure that arm wrist thing that blows up, so he can't blow himself up.
Yeah.
And they capture him. And I would end the first movie there. At the capture.
All right.
And then the second movie, I would make a little bit more kind of like Last Samurai Dances with Wolves style, where now the Predator is living, like they kind of like
the Spartan lifestyle.
One of the Spartans kind of bonds with the Predator, and this Spartan is maybe a little bit more of an outcast Spartan. That they kind of are like, they just want to get rid of this guy, and then eventually once they're kind of like he's integrated into the society, now he's like, okay, now I need to like get back to my ship. But maybe getting back there is kind of an arduous journey or something. So he's going with this one guy to get back to his ship. And then, then you could have little, whatever, skirmishes along the way, or they find some like scout party that's like going to be scouting and trying to like start a war against Sparta.
Yeah.
But then he's kind of like, he's basically like, well, I can't blow myself up. Yeah. I can't necessarily stay here. Even if I want to, I probably shouldn't stay here. I think maybe I'll leave. And they've shown like during the Predator movies that the Predator can, it seems like, at least mimic what we're saying.
Right.
And I'm assuming it's intelligent enough to understand what we're saying. So it can use human speech.
Yeah.
And it can learn probably how to speak to humans.
So it could start to get along with the Spartans.
Yeah.
Kind of adopt some whatever, some Spartan
maybe teach them
philosophy.
A few things. Yeah.
This is called infrared.
Yeah. This is a computer. Wow, I can do my taxes on there. You can do a lot of stuff on it.
I think that in the Spartan world, I think it would be kind of a cool opportunity for there to be more like a war movie.
Oh, yeah.
Where it's like the predators, like this is their thing, is that they hunt, but like they discover this army that's like, it's a small portion of this, small planet.
Yeah.
And this is all that these guys do.
Yeah.
Is they just go fight.
Yeah.
So it's like, let's see if we could take them. So like, I think that would be kind of cool. Is like maybe like 50 or 100 predators go down, and they're soldiers.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, like we're gonna fight the Spartans, and then maybe you do have like Leonidas in there. I think Leonidas was like 50 or 60 years old or something, and he was just this like military genius who had decades of experience.
Yeah. During the 300 kind of period, he was about 50 or 60.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like, I think it would be kind of cool to have like a war film where it's like Leonidas, as the general, and then they have like basically this this strategy off, where it's like now there's like a predator general who's like trying to figure out like, it's like, dude, like what is this guy? Like he's coming up with some brilliant stuff.
Yeah.
And like we have to figure out a way to, like kill off these Spartans before they wipe out like whatever the 50 that we brought.
Yeah.
But I think that would be kind of cool. Like it kind of gives you an opportunity to see them like in a different type of war, a different type of hunt. It's like it's soldiers in a war.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. Yeah, I wonder. It gave me like a thought that just is like out in left field. But what if the predators, they come down and they're not necessarily a war type civilization? They're just coming down because they're explorers. But there's 50 of them
coming down on a peace mission.
And they come down and land in Sparta. And now the predators are like fighting back, using like their technology to fight back. But the Spartans, the predators that then leave, it's almost like the Spartans then shaped the predators' culture, not the other way around.
Oh, that's interesting.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, like the predators were actually more like the intellectual, evolved Star Trek type, and they met the Klingons, the Spartans,
right?
And now the Spartans are like, no, like
this is how we do things.
Yeah,
this is what
glory.
We consider the.
There's glory in battle and in building yourself and in testing your metal against another being. There's glory in it. And now the predators kind of feel like, actually I do feel a great sense of accomplishment when I overcame this challenge.
Yeah. Huh, that's interesting. I do like that. Like, even if it were the war, if it were the Battle of what?
We come in peace. Just spear later. Ah! Oh my gosh. They got Zorzog. They just killed Zorzog. Get him.
But no, even if they're like in the war, I like the idea of there being kind of like them adopting certain things from the Spartan culture, where it's like, it would make sense for them to come across, any prey. I guess would be like kind of the way that they see it, but like, the Spartans might be maybe the first prey that they come across. That's like, it's like these guys are not like prey fighting back.
Oh,
like, they don't see themselves like that.
Yeah.
Like, they look at us like we're the prey.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, we're bigger than they are, we're more advanced, but it's like
they're welcoming the fight.
Like, they just...
It's the...
Yeah. They just see us as another opponent.
Yeah, it could, I think, it's... I think it would be one of the first times if the predators were coming back. Obviously, the predators have been coming for a long time, hunting different things on Earth, so they're not a peaceful Star Trek civilization. But
Right.
I think the Spartans could be the first time that the predators come down and they actually have like a foe or a prey that is welcoming the fight.
Yeah.
That is actively like, yes, this is going to be a good battle.
Yeah.
And they're like, what is this?
It could even be the first time they come across, like, a sentient being. Because, like,
yeah,
if they're going after, like, animals, like big animals and T-Rex, you know, and it's like, okay, like, let's fight, like, these humans now. And it's Spartans.
Yes.
It's like, here's a sentient being. They know that they're in trouble, and they're coming after us anyway.
Yeah.
Like, that's, you know, that could be kind of jarring for the predators, where it's like, oh, like, these are... This is something else.
These guys can actually do some damage.
Yeah.
But I mean, if they came before, they came across humans, they were more like cave people or people living in, you know, with limited technology. Sparta's kind of... Sparta's going back to where we actually had, I think it's Bronze Age Sparta.
Right.
But we're using weapons that...
Yeah.
I mean, deadly weapons now, and it's not just rocks and, you know, bones, and I mean those things will kill you too. But I'm just saying, like, I mean, we had swords and stuff like that, but they weren't durable. They weren't something that you could hit a predator with without breaking it over the predator's back. Now a bronze sword will hold up for quite a while before it breaks.
Bronze sword will slice right through swords.
Yeah, I mean, oh my gosh. They just threw a spear in Zordzog's face. The little Wesley Crusher predators, all like, you know. For those of you, anyway, people are like Wesley Crusher.
For those Star Trek fans.
Yeah, sorry everyone. I kind of like. I really like both approaches. I do have the same feeling you have, where it would be a shame to not have it be a larger scale battle if you're going back to Sparta.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool. It'd be cool to see the predators in that environment too.
I think if we started the first movie your way, we could have the second movie be my way, where they still capture one of them, and now they can even have battle scenes where they're like Sparta's going into battle and they have a predator with them.
Yeah.
And the enemy's just like, what is that? You know?
Yeah.
And then the predator's just like hitting someone, you know, and they're like, oh my gosh, they just hit Geo Jagonides, you know, whatever their name was back then.
Yeah.
Hercules' diseases.
It's just needlessly long names. Yeah, there could be a really like awkward love story too.
Maybe we skip the love story. Yeah,
we'll skip the love story. Yeah. But poor Zordzog.
Skip that one.
He needs love too.
I don't know. I don't know how good necessarily it would be, and it's difficult. It's difficult reintroducing a monster movie, because part of the appeal of a monster movie is the reveal of the monster. That's part of the appeal.
Yeah.
And once you reveal the monster, you can no longer reveal the monster again. And that's kind of how the movie is set up. It's set up like Predator 2 goes the same route, where you don't really see it for a long time. And it's like, I already know what this thing looks like. I know what it is. I'm not kind of having that, what is it? Like everybody else's moment. So
it's why the Alien sequel, it's why it's an action movie.
Yeah.
You know, like the first movie was a horror film.
Yeah.
And there is that kind of like mystique, and like you don't know what the alien looks like. But it's like you already know what it looks like by the second movie. So now it's an action movie. Here's a whole bunch of them, and here's a machine gun. You know, go to town. Yes.
It would, and you know, that can be, I think that could be good. I think a Predator in Sparta could be good, or it could just be another one of the like, now we have Jason in space, and now we have Jason.
Yeah, Jason takes Manhattan.
Yeah, in New York, and now Jason's in the woods, and now like let's just throw our creature into different environments and see what happens. It could, but yeah, maybe it's just all execution at this point.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I think it'd be hard for any Predator movie to not just feel like fan fiction.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like it's not really something that you should just keep doing over and over again. It's never going to hold up.
Yeah. Maybe we do have a love story, but we have a lady predator in the movie. So there's like we show like the male predator, and now we have like the female predator, if there is even such a thing. Because maybe it's just maybe it's like an asexual being, you know, like a worm or something. Or maybe they're all females, you know.
Maybe.
Yeah, we haven't even seen one of the males yet, you know. The males are just these little like Danny DeVito looking dudes. Hey. This little Joe Pesci.
Did you kill the T-Rex?
Yeah, I want to hang the skull over here. No, move it over there. No, okay, let me see it over here on this corner. Did you pick a spot for it already? I want to see it. I want to see it in that corner. Pick a spot. Why don't you pick a spot and then I'll put it there.
It's heavy. It's heavy. I can't hold it here forever.
I would do it if I could, but I'm just a little Danny DeVito. Okay.
All right. So, I have a pitch for you.
Okay.
It's sort of just like a quick premise. It's kind of like the bad movie idea.
Okay. Yeah.
When I did the bad movie idea, it was like a guy, you know, with the power of his saxophone, like saves the planet with, you know, from these like alien zombies.
Yeah.
This is, I don't know if this even qualifies as a bad idea. I think it's a bad idea. But the premise is that there's a man and he's preparing himself for the full moon. Because when the full moon hits, everybody except for him turns into a werewolf.
Oh my gosh, dude. What a great idea. Yeah. What a great idea. Yes. Okay. Yeah, by the way, these are like the most nerve-wracking things ever. Just getting like a random pitch and then being like, make movie.
Yeah, like you don't know. The first time you hear about it is on camera.
So I think the cool thing about this is that we actually could have him going through preparations where the audience has absolutely no idea what he's doing and why he's doing it, and and he could even be having conversations with his wife or his kids, and be like, look, if Daddy's not here, you know, like, hey, when this is over and you wake up, if you don't hear my voice, like, don't go looking for me. Like, let Mommy go looking for me, because it means he's dead and ripped apart. And then he's like, having conversations. Yes, by them probably. Yeah. And then he can have conversations with, like, a conversation with his wife where it's like, it's not your fault if something happens to me. Like, I don't want you to blame yourself. You just keep, you know. Yeah. And like that whole thing. And now we're just wondering as the audience, what the heck is going to happen?
He's like packing for her. He's like, here's some lamb. He's like, squeaky, squeaky. Squeaky toy for you.
Yes. He sets up all these, he's got these cages set up, you know?
Yeah.
For them. And then, you could even have the couple days before where he's just looking at the moon and it's not full yet, with just that sense of dread of this thing's coming. Yeah. And not only is it my family turns, but everyone turns. So there's just loose people now on the hunt.
Like the purge.
Yeah. And what do you have? The thing is, like, does he live in kind of like a castle up on the hill, or is he just a regular guy who lives in an apartment building, you know? Where do you put this guy?
You know, if this is a guy who has maybe been dealing with this for a little while, I don't think he'd pick an apartment building, but he might be in maybe like kind of an open suburb.
Yeah.
With just like a fortified house. Or he'd be like in the country.
Yeah.
But I think the suburb would be more interesting because then it's like there's more opportunity for interaction with
Yeah.
other werewolves.
I think yes. I kind of agree. I think you go suburb because then he has a house that's big enough to kind of like accommodate putting cages and stuff like that in.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think
Like
what
lock it up.
happens is I would say what happens is he so you have this lead up to this event,
Yeah.
and then now there's like this it would be it's
What would it be?
I'm trying to think of it almost in that sense of you know, I mean, the whole like inciting incident, the thing that's sort of cluing the audience into that this something weird is going to happen, could just be really
Yeah.
just the story itself is the inciting incident, just leading up. But then I'm like, how far into it do you have it be where this thing happens? Now everyone has changed into a werewolf, but him. Like, does this happen lock-in, which is, like 15 to 20 minutes into the movie? Does it happen midpoint, like halfway in? Does it happen later?
Well, you know what you could do, which would be kind of, oh my gosh, I don't know. Okay, so you know that they're holing up, that they're locking themselves in.
Yes.
I feel like we have to have some excuse for either his lock to not work or for him to be out in public when this thing goes down.
I've kind of got one.
Okay.
So I think what he does is they have he'll put maybe like he'll like along with locking them in, he'll also have like a collar, some identifier on them.
Okay.
He'll put something on them like a collar or something like that. Then so that like when they do change, just in case he can kind of tell who's who, so he's not accidentally killing his own family.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So so he puts something on, like maybe it's his wife, maybe it's one of his kids, and they end up getting out. And now he has to go out because werewolves will kill other werewolves.
Okay.
All
right.
So he has to now go out and find his kid while defending himself against any loose werewolves that are just out and about running around. He's now forced to do this. And then he has to not kill his own person, even though his own person might end up killing him.
Yeah.
And you could have a cool scene where like he's like like on the ground. He's got like his shotgun, and there's like his wife werewolf.
Yeah. She's got a bow in her hair.
Yeah. He's got his wife werewolf there.
Yeah.
And then another werewolf comes up.
Yeah.
And the wife werewolf goes after the other werewolf.
Yeah.
Instead of him.
Huh.
So it's like, will she kill him? Yes, but she'd rather. It's one of those like, I'll make fun of you, but then if somebody else makes fun of you, I'll get mad at them. Because it's like, no, that's my brother. I can say something's. I can do that with my own brother. You can't, It's one of those situations, I think. But yeah, I think there's got to be some clue into maybe his father was killed by his family, or killed by his mom while his father was trying to protect him because his mom turns. And his brothers and sisters turned, but his father didn't turn and he didn't turn. So there's like a genetic component to why they're just not turning as opposed to everybody's turning. So you can go through this story of like, no, my dad was killed by my mom,
Yeah.
And then people are like, oh, you're one of those, And he's like, yeah, I'm one of those,
Yeah.
Like, and it's sort of like a commonplace thing where people are a little bit casual about it.
Yeah.
Like, it hurts him just as much as it would hurt anybody, but it's sort of a like...
it happens.
Yes. Almost like if you were like, yeah, whatever, this person passed away. They were the, a young 98 years old. And people are like, oh, you're like, oh, okay, yeah. Like, that's sad. I'm sad, but 98 is longer than most people get.
That's a part of life.
Yeah, like you're still, you're one of those and you're still here. You should be happy that you're even still here, because most of those people don't even last to adulthood. It's that situation.
Yeah.
So I think you could do. It's so funny because like this is really not a bad. Most movies are a bad movie idea when you say it out loud.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, try saying what the plot to Terminator is out loud without it just sounding absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's coming back in time to kill a guy before he's even born.
Just like only organic stuff could go through the time machine, so we just put like live flesh over the robot, and that tricks the time machine.
The time machine is, now the robot comes back. And then the guy who's his dad is actually from the future, and he comes back in time, and he sends his own dad back in time. This is the dumbest movie I've ever heard. How do you pitch that one, man?
Trust me.
Yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. But this is actually, I think, could be a really compelling character piece.
Yeah, it could be.
Where you could really feel that sense of you like these characters and you don't want him to kill, another thing
get killed.
Yeah. Another interesting thing that could happen too is he could go to one of the cages and discover like one of his kids got out. Yeah. And then he could know that, well, the werewolf parents protect the werewolf kids. Same way like a wolf, mom and dad will protect their pups.
Yeah, like that's their pack.
So he lets his wife out.
Oh.
But his mom killed his dad.
Yeah.
So he's just like, I have to do it because my kid's in danger.
Got to protect the kids.
And she's going to go right to where the kid is.
Yeah.
And protect the kid. And now he's like, and I have to go out there because she could still get killed, which means the kid can still get killed. I have to back her up.
Yeah.
But she might kill me.
Yeah. Okay, so I think...
Yeah.
If there's some reason for him to leave...
Yes.
Which I'm thinking, like, it could be something like, I don't know, one of the kids has asthma and he has to go out and get, like an inhaler. Something like that. Some kind of, it's a detail. We can come up with it later.
Yeah, I thought we came up with why he left, though.
Well, no, what I mean is that when it happens...
Yeah.
Because up to this point in the film, we know that they're preparing for something.
Yes.
We know that there are cages.
Yeah.
But we don't know what.
Mm-hmm.
So now, like, he's out in the open, and a full moon's coming, and we know something's going to happen while he's out in the open.
Yeah.
And then people around him start changing. And I feel like if that happens, then the audience would then be like, oh, his kids and his wife are changing too.
You're saying,
so, the first time that we see it, I think it should be strangers.
Oh, okay.
So that the audience can have that moment of like, oh, that's happening to the other characters too.
Yeah. So you could have it where, yes, they forget something.
Yeah.
He forgets.
My squeaky toy.
I need my squeaky toy. Yeah, he forgets something. Maybe one of the locks on the cages isn't working, and he's like, I got to go to the hardware store and get a new lock.
Yeah, that's why that's how the kid escapes.
Yes, and the wife's like, the wife's like, okay, like they're locked in, the kid isn't locked in yet,
Yeah.
But he's like, I'm gonna be back. It's gonna take me like 20 minutes. I'll be back. And he goes out and he gets there and like the car breaks down or something like that, So now he's like running back.
Yeah.
Home.
Yeah.
And like you can even show him where like he gets back, he goes to the trunk of the car, opens the trunk of the car and pulls out like a big old shotgun.
Yeah. And
is running down the street with this shotgun. And there's people, and you could even have people kind of like at their houses being like, are you one of those? And he's like, yeah. And they're like, you got 5 minutes. He's like, I know,
Yeah.
And they're like freaking out.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, oh man, I'm gonna eat Jim.
Yeah.
You know, it's before Zorg sucked.
Maybe someone will even know who he is. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then and they're just like, I can't give you a ride. We don't have time. We got to get locked in. You know.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah. Then it's like, then you could even have. Gosh, man, the thing is, like, do you do the, what's it called, though? Do you do the thing where, like, he's running down one street and he, like, looks over and there's another dude running down the other street? And he's got a gun, too.
Yeah.
You know? Do you do that so that you can actually show this other guy get hit by a werewolf? You know?
I don't know. I mean, that early on, it might be, you know, I think if we wanted to reveal that this happens to more than just him.
I think we just only have it happen to him.
Yeah, yeah. Like, I think, you know.
Yeah, because then, you really have him feel like he's alone in this. There's not.
Yeah.
You know, he's sort of this anomaly that survived to adulthood, and it's super rare that this happens. Like, there's only one in the city that really, you know, it's not like there's, like, 5 people in a city like this. They just don't even really exist for the most part.
Yeah.
And like his dad got lucky that he lasted as long as he did, but even his dad got. And then he's
dad got.
He's lucky that he's lasted as long as he has, but he's gonna get got tonight.
Yeah. I almost wonder if we shouldn't have this added element of like, okay, so he has a wife, he has 2 kids, they all turn.
Yes.
And his wife is pregnant.
Oh.
And we could do one of those things.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you know, the sun has risen and he's survived. Yeah. And then, like, you know, jump ahead to like a few months. Uh-huh. And she has the baby. And the doctor's like, oh, it's one of those. Oh,
that's not bad. That's not bad. Maybe
his third kid.
Maybe his wife
is a non-werewolf.
His wife, after protecting him and the kid, you know, kills the other werewolf. Then his wife goes into labor as werewolf.
As werewolf.
As normal human baby, because it's one of those. This movie's getting weird. This got weird. They went from a character piece to just weird now. I think I actually think it's not a bad idea to have it be to have the ending be where the wife does have like a kid, a new baby. You know, you could even show her be pregnant. You know, because then people could be like, maybe the pregnancy is doing something. You know, maybe that's what's happening here. But then, they have the kid, and then you get that. Then maybe you have everyone locked in the cage, and the baby's locked in the cage too, and the baby doesn't turn.
Oh,
and he's just like, oh no, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I would just have like a facial expression on him, like, oh man.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, I didn't want this for my child.
Yeah, I wanted my child to be a werewolf like everybody else is.
Yeah.
That is such a cool, interesting idea. It really, like, it's...
What's funny is, like, when I first came up with it, I was like, oh yeah, that's a good bad idea. And I'm like, is it even really a bad idea? Like, I don't know. It'd be so much fun. It'd be so much fun to write.
Yes, it would be a really fun character piece. Really fun, I think a really fun actor's movie, too, for somebody to just be playing these roles.
Yeah.
Where there's just this intense, deep sense of dread of every time this happens, every month, I might come out of this thing and have to walk over, shield my children, walk over and like basically dispose of their father's corpse.
Right.
So they don't have to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, that'd be a fun one, man.
Yeah.
That'd be a fun one to write.
Yeah.
It'd be a fun one to film.
I know. Gosh, man. I really, that scene, too, of him just running down the street and people being like, you're one of those? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, you got 5 minutes. I know. Yeah. We need Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise gets back home, like,
there's
way too fast.
Can run. as well as Tom
We need
Cruise.
someone slower than Tom Cruise. Because Tom Cruise, no one would believe Tom
anybody.
Cruise couldn't run back in time.
I know. It's like, I made it back with time to spare.
Yeah, I made it back and I got the lock. Movie's over.
Yeah.
Let's have that. Let's have that
did it,
normie
guys.
baby.
I did it. Hey, I did it. Okay?
Tom Cruise is riding a plane back. Let's go. Right over the house. Wingsuits to the house.
Through the
Parachutes
window.
in.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Tom
Oh my
Cruise!
gosh.
Tom Cruise, you are ruining this movie with your skill,
Yeah, by being too good at everything.
with your aptitude. Yeah, I don't know. That I think is actually a really good one.
Yeah, it's a fun one.
But I will say it is maybe the dumbest idea when you're just saying the idea. It is the dumbest idea I've ever heard in my entire life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It is because like it's one of those take any idea and then it's like,
Yes.
but what if the opposite happened? And
Yes.
like that's what I was trying to do. I was like, I'm just gonna do like a bad idea and then we
Yeah.
have to try and turn it into a good movie. But that's actually like a lot of fun. Like I would watch that movie. That sounds that sounds pretty cool.
What if everyone's Frankenstein? Oh, that's not. Everyone's all.
All right, so we do have a game. If you wanted to play, I have some guesses here. You have some guesses for me. I think we're going to call the game Co-Star,
Okay.
and see if I can explain the game properly here. I have two movies. I'm going to give you one of them, and you have to guess like which two actors I'm thinking of that are in this movie. Maybe you guess correctly, maybe you don't. If you don't guess correctly, I give you the second movie. These same two actors are in both movies.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That's the best I could do.
I feel like I feel like if we do one, everyone's going to get exactly what it is,
Right.
even
right.
anyone who's confused. Do you want to
I
start?
can
or you want me to
start.
Okay. Go ahead.
I'll start.
Yeah.
This one, I feel like this is kind of an easy one. So easy one to start with.
Okay.
Swordfish.
John Travolta and Hugh Jackman.
X-Men.
Hugh Jackman and Halle Berry.
Right.
Good one.
So
Yes,
Hugh
so-
Jackman and Halle Berry are in both movies.
Yes. So, yes, Halle Berry is in Swordfish. Yeah. That's the one that I missed. Okay, that's a good one. Yeah, I like that one.
Right?
Okay, my turn?
Yeah.
All right, here's my number one. When Harry Met Sally.
Okay. I'm gonna go. And it's got to be like Carrie Fisher and Meg Ryan.
Okay. City Slickers.
Billy Crystal and Bruno Kirby.
Yes.
That's good.
Yeah,
I forgot Bruno
yeah,
Kirby
I
was
know.
in City Slickers.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
That's what I want.
All right.
All right, give me the next one.
Inception.
Leonardo DiCaprio and Joseph Gordon-Levitt?
The Dark Knight Rises.
Oh, Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
Yes. Gosh, man. That is so good. It's so good.
Yeah.
Because you're just, it's so hard to actually, anyway. It's hard to, it's hard to not think about.
Like I'm trying to think like what have they been in other things with each other?
And it's almost impossible to do it. Yeah.
That's hard to do.
Okay, here's my number two. Goodfellas.
I mean Joe Pesci and Robert De Niro.
Yes. My next one was Casino.
Yeah.
Yes.
Casino.
Yeah.
They've also been in The Irishman. All right. I've lost my place.
You're on
here
number three.
All right, here we are.
Yeah.
Dazed and Confused.
Dazed and Confused. Oh my gosh, I haven't seen this in so long. I know Matthew McConaughey's in it. Is Matt Dillon in it? I'm like, it's been so long since I've seen Dazed and Confused.
There are a lot of people in Dazed and Confused. A lot of people.
What's the other movie?
Mallrats.
Mallrats. So Ben Affleck is in Dazed and Confused.
Yeah.
And Jason Lee.
I don't know if Jason Lee's in Dazed and Confused. I don't think he's in Dazed and Confused.
And Shannon Doherty.
She's in Dazed and Confused.
Oh my gosh, I don't know who else is in Mallrats. Oh my gosh, I don't know.
You know, like the main guy in Mallrats, like Jason Lee's friend, is also like the main guy in Dazed and Confused.
He's yeah, I don't know his name.
He has a twin brother.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I don't.
You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, it's Jason London.
Jason London. Okay, yeah.
And he has, I think Jeremy London's his brother.
Who's?
There's another one that works. The girl.
Wait, so Matthew McConaughey is in Mallrats?
No, Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck is in both, and so is Jason London.
Oh, where did we get Matthew McConaughey from?
There is another one that works though. What's her name? Joey Ann, the girl chasing Amy.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
She's in Mallrats and she's in Dazed and Confused.
Okay, that's a really good one. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a tough one though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I'm on number 3 here.
Yeah.
Number 3, Days of Thunder.
Days of Thunder. I don't know. I've never seen Days of Thunder. Tom Cruise has got to be in it, right?
Yes, he's in it.
Man, yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't even know where to start. Robert Duvall, is he in Days of Thunder? That seems like a movie he would do.
Yes, he is.
What, seriously?
So no, you're correct that Robert Duvall is in Days of Thunder. However, the next movie is Far and Away.
I've never seen Far and Away.
What, have you never seen a Tom Cruise movie before?
Not like not like the C-list.
These are A-list Tom Cruise movies. You need to watch.
Yeah, I just throw Cocktail in there too.
You need to watch these movies. I happen to love cocktails.
I've seen Cocktail. I haven't not seen all of them. I don't know, man. I'm trying to think of like a character actor who'd be in multiple things.
Yeah, it's a actress. If that helps.
Okay. Leah Thompson. No, she's in All the Right Moves.
It's an actress, and it's a really obvious one when you think of Tom Cruise's personal life and back in the 80s and 90s.
I mean, it wouldn't have been Nicole Kidman, would it?
Yes.
Okay.
Nicole Kidman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you couldn't give me.
So Days of Thunder is your Dazed and Confused. That's what it is.
Yeah, but you've seen Dazed and Confused.
It's been a while. All right. You're number 4.
All right. Yeah, I couldn't give me Eyes Wide Shut, and you couldn't give me that one.
Oh, I know, right? That would have been that would.
Far and Away.
There's another one.
All right. Okay. I got a pretty difficult one here.
Okay.
I don't know if I want to give you this one actually.
No,
I'm going to skip this one. I'm going to give you a different one.
Really, I want it though.
You want the difficult one?
Give me the difficult one, yeah.
August Osage County.
Oh, that's got Julia Roberts and Meryl Streep in it.
It does.
Okay.
My Best Friend's Wedding.
My Best Friend's Wedding has Julia Roberts and was that guy in August Osage County? Her best friend was in it? I don't know that guy's name though. What's his name?
Dermot Mulroney.
Dermot Mulroney. The fact that I can't remember his name is because it's
the Dylan McDermott guy.
Yeah.
Dylan McDermott, Dermot Mulroney.
Silliest name ever.
Wow, you got that quicker than I thought you would.
Yeah, that wasn't too bad. I thought you were actually. I was like, the moment I mentioned Julia Roberts and Meryl Streep, I thought you were going to go to Chris Cooper.
Oh,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
that's
And I was
right.
like, I wonder if Chris Cooper's the actual tie between, because he was in
Yeah.
Adaptation with them, with Meryl Streep.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
and I was like, oh, I wonder if that's where he's going. Okay, so here's my number 4,
All right.
The Terminator.
Terminator. Okay. Oh, I know this one.
Yeah.
It's Michael Biehn and Bill Paxton.
True Lies.
Okay. That's Bill Paxton and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yes, because Bill Paxton's in like all of his movies.
I was thinking Aliens.
Yeah,
'Cause
I know.
Michael Biehn
Yeah.
is in Aliens,
I
isn't
thought
he?
of that
Yeah.
one too. Yeah,
That's a good one.
that's a good one. Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't go with gosh, what's Sarah Connor's name? And she just jumped out of my head.
Oh. Yeah, it jumped out of mine too.
Linda Hamilton.
Linda Hamilton.
I was thinking you're gonna go with that.
Yeah. Michael Biehn. I thought you were trying to trick me with Schwarzenegger. All right. We won't try and trick each other with Schwarzenegger anymore. Predator.
Predator? Okay. Predator is going to be Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jesse the Body Ventura. Because your next
Yeah.
one is The Running Man.
Yes.
You don't pull an Arnold Schwarzenegger on me.
I like how you include the his wrestler name.
Yeah. Yeah, Governor Jesse the
Governor
Body
Jesse the
Ventura.
Body Ventura
Oh gosh.
and Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Okay, this one actually might be tough for you, I would think, but let's see how you do.
Days of Thunder.
This is my number 5. Tropic Thunder.
Oh man, this is a tough one
Yeah.
because there are tons
there's a lot
of
of
people
people.
in this.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Well, let's just pick 2 because I can't think. I'm just gonna go. Oh! Ben Stiller and Jack Black.
Yeah.
Because they've been in stuff with each other. They've been in The Cable Guy with each
Yes,
other.
you just got it.
The
Dude. Wow, man. Wow,
Yes.
that was really good.
and they're both like small parts in The Cable
Yes.
Guy.
I thought I was going to take you to school on that one.
Yeah.
That's my number 5. I do have more. I think I made about 9 of them.
I have one more.
Okay. Do you want to? Yeah. Do you want to go?
I'll give you my one more, and then you could give me one more.
Okay.
This one's I think pretty easy too. Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction. Well, it seems easy, but there's so many people in it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, who do you go with? I'm gonna go with. I'll go with Samuel L. Jackson and John Travolta because I want to see where it's gonna go next.
Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
I should have. Yeah, the 2 people that I could not think of a movie they were in together was John Travolta and Samuel L. Jackson, other than Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
And I was like, I wonder if it's these 2 guys and I'm just missing something, but no, actually.
Yeah.
Okay. My number 6.
Yes.
A League of Their Own.
A League of Their Own. Okay. Let me think real quick. We have Tom Hanks. We have Gina Davis, Rosie O'Donnell.
Right.
I think Madonna's in that movie.
But yes, Madonna is in it. She sings the song.
Oh my gosh. I don't know. I'm just gonna go with I know exactly who it is. It's Tom Hanks and Rosie O'Donnell
Okay.
because Rosie O'Donnell was in Sleepless in Seattle.
That is a great guess, but it is not correct.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
The next movie, though, is
Yeah.
Sleepless in Seattle.
What?
Yeah. And it's not Rosie O'Donnell, but great
It's not
guess.
Rosie O'Donnell.
Yeah. I went
Meg
even
Ryan was not in A League of Their Own.
correct. It's not Meg Ryan. I went even more difficult than the Rosie O'Donnell angle.
Oh my gosh. I don't know even who's in.
So think of Sleepless in Seattle and think of the other guy.
Is Bill Pullman in
Yes.
A League of Their Own?
It's Bill Pullman.
He is?
Yeah.
I do not remember Bill Pullman in A League of Their Own.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's a good one.
He's Gina Davis's husband who's away at war.
Okay.
And then he comes back and he's got like a little leg injury.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jeez, it has been a long time since I've seen A League of Their Own.
I've got one that I think is kind of funny if you want me to just throw like just one more out there if you want another
Yeah,
one.
let's make this the last one.
So last one, Home Alone.
Okay, Home Alone.
Yeah.
Try and think here. There's Daniel Stern. There's Joe Pesci. It's like, oh wait, there's Catherine O'Hara's in it. I'm trying to think if any of these Home Alone people are in Beetlejuice.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think any of them are. John Candy's in it. Oh my gosh, no, I have no clue. I'm gonna go Catherine O'Hara and Joe Pesci.
Wow, that's a really bad guess. Okay.
You know what?
All right. Let me give you the next one, and then this is gonna blow your pants off, dude.
Okay.
Okay. Uncle Buck.
Okay, I have seen Uncle Buck. So I know John Candy's in it. John Candy's in Home Alone. Who else is in Uncle Buck? Is Daniel Stern in Uncle Buck?
No. Think of the kids.
Oh my gosh, Macaulay Culkin.
Isn't it weird how you don't think of it? You even thought, when you were like, oh, John Candy's in Home Alone, I was like, I can't believe he thought of John Candy from Home Alone.
I was thinking of everybody except for Macaulay Culkin.
Yes, it's Macaulay Culkin.
That is so weird.
Isn't that weird? Yeah. Yeah, I did the same thing. Because I picked Home Alone. I was like, let me just pick a movie. I picked Home Alone. I went through like every single person, including John Candy. Yeah. And was like, no one's in any of these movies together. And then I was like, Uncle Buck, you idiot.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I wonder if Peter will do the exact same thing.
That's so funny. Yeah. It didn't even occur to me to like think of Macaulay Culkin. I'm like, I don't remember John Candy in The Good Son. He's trying to kill people. I don't know. All right. Well, I think that those are some good pages. So until next time, I'll see you later, brother.
Later, brother.